Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Walker Venrick with Sharp Sports Network, bringing you my top 3 favorite GPP plays for this 9-game NBA slate here on December 18th. This is a really awesome slate tonight, so I'm excited to be able to break this one down here. And I will be live streaming actually with Taylor later on a dual stream, so make sure you come check that out. That is going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern, so don't miss that. The link to our Twitch is in the description below. It is going to be our first dual stream together, so I'm really excited to be doing that with him. It took us a while to get everything set up, but now that we have everything set up, it's going to be a consistent thing, so definitely come check those out. If you never have been to one of our live streams, they are very fun, very interactive, and we get to answer your questions live. But we're going to jump right into this video. The only other thing that I have for you guys is actually a Christmas special that we are running here at Sharp Sports. Any of our shirts, all you have to do is use code XMAS, XMAS at checkout, and you will get 15% off your order. I highly recommend checking them out. They actually make great Christmas gifts if you have anybody in your friends or family that's a fan of one of the players or the teams that we have over here. So make sure you do go check that out. And we're going to jump right into this video, though. Starting off here on DraftKings, as always, we have a player that I've talked about a few times this season. One of my favorite breakout players this year, Devontae Graham with the Charlotte Hornets team. They are 3-point underdogs playing against Cleveland. Devontae Graham has a 27% usage rate this season. And this Cleveland team actually ranks 29th in the league in defensive efficiency. The Cavs are by no means a fast team. They're currently 25th in the league in pace, but they're actually 22nd in the league in turnover percentage, and I think that can actually bode well for Graham. If he can rip a couple steals here, he averages over a steal per game this season. But if he can steal 2 or 3 different balls here, it's just going to boost his floor and his ceiling a little bit. And I think that he's going to be able to turn those into fast breaks. So he's a very fast player. The Hornets team as a whole is not a super fast team or anything like that, but I could definitely see him getting some steals and turning them into 2 points, and that would not be a bad thing. That's just going to boost his floor and his ceiling, like I said. We've been playing guards against this Cleveland team pretty much all season, though, and even though Graham's on the second leg of a back-to-back, I generally prefer not to play shooters like Graham on the second leg of a back-to-back, but I think that this is just way too good of a spot for me to pass up. He's going to play 37-plus minutes. He's just been playing 36 to 39 minutes like all season for the most part, and as long as the games have stayed competitive. So I'm really looking to capitalize on Devontae Graham here. I think that this could be a potential ceiling game for him too. I think it could be one of these 55 to 65 point games. So I'm really liking Devontae Graham tonight, and that's my first play for you. But my second play over here on FantasyDraft and my third play on FanDuel are actually going to be in the same game. The first one here on FantasyDraft is Ben Simmons with a 22% usage rate so far this season, playing in a game that is actually, I'm surprised, it's a 7.5 point spread for the Sixers. I think it might stay a little bit more competitive than 7.5 points when it's said and done. I expect Simmons to probably come at less than 10% ownership around the industry for the most part. And one interesting stat that I think is really cool here, I already mentioned it with Devontae Graham a little bit with his steals, and he's in a decent spot to maybe get a couple steals. But the Heat are actually second to last in the league in turnover percentage, and the Sixers average the third most steals in the league. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Simmons can get 3 or maybe even 4 steals here. This looks like a really good opportunity to get a Ben Simmons ceiling game at very low ownership. So I think this is kind of interesting how low owned Ben Simmons is going to be tonight. If he can have one of these 50+ fantasy point games like he's had recently, this could be a serious GPP sort of winner play here with Ben Simmons. But then on the other side of the ball, though, I already mentioned my last play is going to be in the same game, and he is the thumbnail, so I am sure you already guessed it. He's today's cover boy, Jimmy B. I think Jimmy Butler has got to be my absolute favorite play out of these 3. He has a 26% usage rate so far this season and should see at least 37 minutes as usual in this matchup. Again, I think this is going to stay a little bit more competitive than 7.5 points, but I do expect everybody to get fourth quarter run. Hopefully there is no blowout or anything like that. I think Jimmy's going to come at less than 15% owned over here on FanDuel. On DraftKings and FantasyDraft, he'll probably be sub 5%. But over here on FanDuel, one of the reasons that I really like him on this site in particular, though, is because of the scoring. You get 3 fantasy points for every single steal over here on FanDuel. And in this matchup, I think Jimmy Butler, just like the other 2 guys, but Jimmy Butler probably being the most prominent. Jimmy Butler's first in the league in steals. He averages over 2 steals every single game. He hasn't scored less than 41 fantasy points in over 2.5 weeks since that Brooklyn game. With all that being said, you're getting a really solid floor with Jimmy Butler, and you're also getting monstrous upside. I could see him getting 3 or 4 steals here. The Sixers are actually 26th in the league in turnover percentage, with the Heat, again, being 29th in the league. Both teams pretty poor at, when it comes to turning the ball over, so I could definitely see some steals, a very high amount of steals in this game, to be honest with you. So I'm really looking to capitalize on that. And over here on FanDuel, where you get 3 points per steal, Jimmy Butler just seems like too safe of a floor, with a really, really high ceiling for me to want to pass up on. So I love Jimmy Butler in this spot, and I think that this game as a whole is just going to go very under-owned. So I hope it can help you win some of your tournament games. But other than that, that is all I have for you. I did want to mention we are doing another contest, actually 2 contests with FantasyDraft this week. One is Saturday only for NFL, and then one is Sunday only for NFL. So make sure you go check those out. The links will be in the description below. All you have to do on FantasyDraft, if you don't already have an account, is sign up using referral code SharpSports, and that will get you a rake-free experience over there. And if you DM us proof of that on Twitter that you signed up with our referral code, we will give you our premium content, our FantasyDraft cheat sheets over on our site. You can go over there. You can check them out. Maybe use them to help make your lineups for the NFL contest or anything like that. And it's also just a really, really great site to play on. I love the flexibility over there, and they do run some great contests, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. But again, me and Taylor, we're going to be live here in just about 2.5 hours, so make sure you come over and see us on the live stream. We're really excited to be doing our first dual stream together, and it's going to be a pretty consistent thing moving forward. So come out to that, and I will see you guys with my top 3 GPP plays tomorrow if I don't see you at the stream today. So good luck to everyone playing tonight.